You need to hear this right now. Some of these healthy foods that we brag about might just be sneaky junks in disguise. Welcome to Morocco, your number one channel for health tips and holistic living. If you are coming to our channel for the first time, tap on the like button, the notification bell, and the subscribe button to be updated with our latest video. So let me ask you, what kind of foods do you think are healthy junks? Is it this one, this very one next, or this particular one? You wouldn't know if you don't watch this video to the end, so stick around. Let's discover them right now in this video.
You work hard to eat clean. You're buying the stuff with the green labels, the packages that scream all natural, low fat, and whole grain. You're checking all the right boxes, or so you think. What if I told you the food industry has been selling you a story? What if some of the so-called healthy staples in your kitchen are actually nutritional nightmares, cleverly disguised junk foods that are wrecking your health goals from the inside out? You've been told your whole life that certain foods are the key to good health. But what if some of them are no better than a candy bar? In this video, we're pulling back the curtain on 5 healthy foods that are actually junk food in disguise. And trust me, number 1 might just blow your mind, so stick around. Let's kick off our countdown with number 5. Butter and its slick cousins, the vegetable oil spreads. For decades, we were taught to fear fat, especially the saturated fat in butter. Then, the pendulum swung back. Suddenly, butter was natural, a better choice than those hyper-processed margarines. The marketing is genius. It feels simple, traditional, pure. It feels wholesome. But here's the buttery truth. While it's a natural product, butter is incredibly dense in saturated fat. Now, the debate on saturated fat is complicated, but major health organizations still advise limiting it. Some research has shown that diets high in saturated fat can increase fat storage in your liver and raise blood cholesterol, even over a short time and without weight gain. One long-term study even linked the highest butter intake to a 15% greater risk of death compared to the lowest intake. A single teaspoon packs about 5 grams of saturated fat, which is a big slice of the 20-gram daily recommendation for women. Then you've got the spreads marketed as heart-healthy, you see made with olive oil or plant-based, and think you're making a smart swap. But flip it over. These are often complex cocktails of processed oils, emulsifiers, and artificial flavors, all engineered to mimic butter's texture. You might be getting less saturated fat, but you're trading it for an ultra-processed product that your body barely recognizes as food. So what's the move? Instead of slathering butter or processed spreads on your toast, try mashed avocado. It's loaded with healthy monounsaturated fats and fiber. Hummus is another amazing option, bringing protein and nutrients to the party. If you can't live without butter, the key is simple: moderation. Use it as a flavor pop, not a food group. Sliding in at number 4 is a product that has absolutely taken over the dairy aisle: plant-based milk. Almond, oat, soy, you name it, they're all billed as the virtuous choice. They're vegan, often lower in calories, and seem like the perfect clean living staple. The packaging is always so fresh and clean, showing happy almonds diving into a pristine pool of milk. But that health halo gets pretty dim once you check the label on the sweetened or flavored versions. Unsweetened almond milk, for instance, is super low in calories and sugar, but a single cup of a sweetened or flavored variety can pack a shocking amount of added sugar. Some chocolate-flavored almond milks deliver over 20 grams of sugar in one glass. That's like gulping down 5 teaspoons of pure sugar. The industry knows that many of these milks can taste thin or bland on their own, so they dump in sugar to make them more appealing. On top of that, many of these milks are nutritional lightweights. Unlike dairy milk, which is a natural source of protein and calcium, many plant-based versions have very little protein and rely on fortification to add back vitamins and minerals. You think you're making a healthy trade, but you might just be drinking fancy sugar water. The solution here is simple but critical. You have to become a label detective. Always choose unsweetened varieties, and double-check that it's fortified with calcium and vitamin D, especially if it's your main milk source. Don't let the plant-based hype trick you into drinking your dessert. At number 3, we have the undisputed champion of health food imposters, granola and its sidekick, the granola bar. For decades, they've been the poster child for the active, health-conscious person. We all picture that hiker on a mountaintop crushing a granola bar. The ingredients sound so perfect: oats, nuts, seeds, dried fruit. What could possibly be wrong? Well, as it turns out, a lot. Most commercial granola is basically dessert masquerading as health food. It's just oats and nuts held together by a sticky concoction of sugar and oil. A tiny serving can be a calorie bomb loaded with added sugars. Some popular granola brands have as much as 17 grams of sugar in a measly 2/3 cup serving. And granola bars? They're often even worse. They are the definition of a health halo food, something that looks healthy because of a few good ingredients but is ultimately junk. Many are no better than candy bars, crammed with sugar, refined carbs, and processed oils. One of those popular chewy yogurt bars might seem innocent, but it can have around 7 grams of sugar in one tiny bar. They're designed for taste and a long shelf life, not for your well-being. They'll spike your blood sugar, then send you crashing down, leaving you hungrier than before. Someone once called them a Snickers bar in a gym jacket, and honestly, they're not wrong. If you love that granola crunch, your best bet is to make it yourself. That way, you control the sugar and oil. If you need the convenience of a bar, find one with a short ingredient list made from whole foods. A good rule of thumb is to look for a bar with less than 10 grams of sugar and at least a few grams of fiber and protein to actually keep you full. Are you shook about granola? If any of these health foods have surprised you, do me a favor and hit that like button. It really helps the channel out. And I want to know, which food on this list has fooled you the most? Drop it in the comments. Now let's get to our final two. Our runner-up, taking the number 2 spot, is flavored yogurt. Yogurt has an amazing reputation. It's loaded with probiotics for gut health, and it's a great source of calcium and protein. The low-fat versions especially became a diet craze. It feels like the ultimate guilt-free snack. But the second you step away from plain yogurt, you walk right into a sugar minefield. The average flavored yogurt can have as much sugar as a chocolate bar. A study of yogurts in UK supermarkets found that most fruit, flavored, and even organic yogurts had over 10 grams of sugar per 100 g serving. Some low-fat flavored yogurts actually have more added sugar than the full-fat versions to make up for the flavor lost when they removed the fat. That fruit on the bottom? It's usually a syrupy, sugary jam. That light yogurt? It might have artificial sweeteners, which have their own set of potential health questions. Let's be clear. The natural sugar in plain yogurt, lactose, isn't the villain here. The problem is the avalanche of added sugar companies use to turn it into a dessert. They've expertly marketed these products as a health food, but the sugar content pushes many of them firmly into the junk food aisle. The fix is beautifully simple. Buy plain, unsweetened yogurt. Go for Greek style for an extra protein kick. Then be your own flavor artist. Toss in fresh or frozen berries, a dash of cinnamon, or a handful of nuts. You get all the good stuff from yogurt without the hidden mountain of sugar. And here we are. Number 1. The food that's been hammered into our heads as a pillar of healthy eating. The one that might be the biggest shock of all, so-called whole wheat and multigrain bread. We've all been trained to ditch white bread for its darker, supposedly superior sibling. The words whole wheat practically glow with a health halo, promising more fiber, more nutrients, and a happy heart. But this might be one of the greatest tricks in the grocery store. In many places, the label wheat bread just means it's made from wheat flour, which is often the same pulverized, refined white flour in a loaf of Wonder Bread, maybe with a little caramel coloring. Even whole wheat can be deceptive. A lot of these breads use wheat that's been ground into an ultra-fine powder. This process strips out nutrients and fiber and makes the bread spike your blood sugar almost as fast as plain white bread. Multigrain is even sneakier. It just means the bread has more than one type of grain, but those grains can be, and often are, highly refined. So you might be eating a mix of refined wheat, refined rye, and refined corn, which gives you no real health advantage. It's a marketing gimmick designed to make you feel good, not be good for you. To find truly healthy bread, you have to ignore the flashy words on the front and become an ingredient list ninja. Look for 100% whole wheat, or 100% whole grain, as the very first ingredient. An even better choice is sprouted grain bread, usually in the freezer section. Sprouted grains are easier to digest and are friendlier to your blood sugar. So there you have it. Butter, sweetened plant milks, granola, flavored yogurt, and even the whole wheat bread you thought was your ally. It's pretty clear that food marketing is a masterclass in deception. Words like low-fat, multigrain, and all-natural are often used to create a health halo around foods that are really just processed junk. The main takeaway is this: you have to be your own health advocate. The power isn't in the slogans on the front of the box, it's in the ingredient list on the back. Make whole, minimally processed foods your default. The less a food has been messed with in a factory, the better it is for you. It's time we stop falling for the hype and start making truly informed choices about what goes on our plates. If this video was an eye-opener for you, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. We're all about cutting through the marketing noise to give you the real story on health and nutrition. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.